Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Traders Glow FX. My name is Jonah. Hey, listen, I just really want to show you guys a simple strategy that's going to really help you in 2022. Let's get started. I'm not about to sit here and talk your head off, right? So we actually, caught GJ sales for about, I believe, 150 pips. I was really aiming for 200 pips, but I ended up closing around here, 165 800 or 165 600. I can't remember, something like that nature. And I just really want to showcase to you guys that Forex is actually simple as much as you make it, right? And I think a lot of people are trying to develop a system for themselves that is very complex and complicated. Okay, you really need a simple strategy. Although you don't have to follow what I do, this is something I recommend if you are just not starting out as a trader, or you just really need simplicity when it comes to trading. All right, everybody wants to trade the market maker method, the ICT, the fair value gaps, imbalances. That's all great. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll trade those styles as well, right? But I'm talking about simplicity, because some trading strategies aren't really for everybody, right? Because your headspace, it just forms too much, information, and we call it information overload, especially for those people who are really trying to jump from one strategy to another. You really need to stay consistent with one strategy, and I'm going to tell you how you really need to stay consistent. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I really want to make an example out of one of these strategies. So this is one of these strategies that did play out of a break and retest. So I am a break and retest trader. I don't just trade any breakout. I set limit orders, and I really want to make sure that where price is respecting structure, supply and demand levels, support or resistance, if you want to call that, that's where I look for my entries. All right. So let's just go ahead and run this trade down. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete everything. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this alert. And this is all you need to know, right? This is all you need to know. So let's just say, I go to the daily time frame, all right? And let's just say this bad boy never existed. Hold on, let me go ahead and put the replay mode right here. All right. Let's just say this never existed. Okay. So you could say on a daily time frame, what do we see, right? We see a bearish market, right? All right, we see bears in the market. So if the market is bearish, then we really want to be selling the market, right? Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, well, what if I see this bad boy? Because for about for a whole month, we've been bullish. Okay. Well, in order for you to consider these to be buys, right, you really want to make sure that you are paying attention to structure, right? So would I be, buying something like a W? No, absolutely not. I'm not buying any M's. I'm not buying any W's. I'm not looking for head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders. I'm really looking for simple price action, break and retest structure. Now, I can use M's and W's and inverted head and shoulders and whatever patterns that you are mainly looking for as a confluence to breakup structure, right? So for example, if I do see this W right here, what I would like to see is, since this high was broken, a retest off this high to push back up, correct? So that's what I would like to be looking for. Now, obviously, you see that even though this W formation happened, it did come back to retest structure, right? It came back to retest structure, and it went up at least about 122 plus pips, right? So what I really want to show you is, number one, you don't have to wait on buys, right? When the structure is buying like this, you could for sure be, buying the market, but it's best for something like you see like right here. You can see off the 4 hour, you see a breakup structure happening, right? You also see a breakup structure happening right here, but you really don't see like clarity as far as a break and retest, right? I want something very smooth. I want something like boom, higher highs, higher lows, right? And I want them to retest, perfectly. Now, if it breaks down more, maybe I'll wait for a low to be retested and to come back up, and then I'll probably enter right here, and my TP level will probably be at these highs, right? So what I want to do for you guys is really simplify this whole method. Okay. So hold on for a second. If you notice that this is a downtrend, right? And let's just say you are buying it up, right? let's just say you are doing a break and retest, buying it up. Well, once it gets to this level, you really want to be careful because we see what on a daily trend. Let me just go ahead and delete this. We see on a daily trend is a downtrend, right? And if it's a downtrend, right, then you really want to be trading with the bears, right? The only time that you do not trade with, the major trend is if it does something like this. And now we can, assume to go, continuously go up, right? So you got that happening. And then all of a sudden, if you are looking for particular sales in a downtrend, you need to go ahead and mark up the highs, because if you think about it, every time the market came and touched these trend lines, you don't really need to use trend lines, but every time the market came and touched these trend lines, they sold, right? And also, if you look at, supply and demand levels, every time they came back and retested those areas, even if it broke to the high, buy side liquidity, meaning like it came back up, it stopped out liquidity before heading down in its main direction, you can see that you should be looking for sales. Okay, that's clear, right? Clear enough. All right. So look for areas of support and resistance where where the market can necessarily have clear breaking structure. So when I get in the market, I want to see in the 4 hour and the 1 hour, right? I'm looking for 1 hour retest. I'm looking for breaking retest off the 1 hour, and I'm looking for entries on a 15-minute time frame, or maybe sometimes 5 minutes, right? So what do? Well, we mark up supply and demand, right? All right. So here's your demand zone. All right. And here's your supply zone. So do we just say, oh, if the market, breaks to the upside, do we just buy? No, because all I know is that there might be liquidity to the top side and then the market just shoots back down, right? Or the market could shoot up, come down to this trend line or structure where this is at. And then if it rises back up and it passes this level, then yes, I'll be looking for buys, right? But because we're in an overall bearish market, we need to be what? Staying with the overall trend and selling this bad boy. So what I would love to see, I don't care if the market goes up, but if it comes down, something like this, what I would like to see is something like this. All right. This is the move you want to get into, and this is your final take profit. Why? Because it's the last area that the market actually shot up from. Or if you want to be on the safe side, you got all these extreme lows that you can aim for. All right, so that's TP1 right down here. All right, TP2 down here, TP3 right there. All right, so, man, all these look scammer people, man. I swear. I'm sorry. Hold on for a second. So let's go ahead and see how this played out, because I had this analysis in the group. We didn't catch it because it didn't completely, come back to the area I wanted to, but it did come to an area of interest, and I did have an alert on it. I just didn't take it because I wasn't in another trade. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll tell you what you need to do. All right, so here's the 1 hour time frame. You see how it buys up, comes back down. All right, you see the manipulation. The manipulation happened. It came up to take out, liquidity to the upside. People think it was buying, and it's coming down. That's why you need to stay with the overall trend, because you can actually catch yourself, buying in a big seller's trend. All right, if you're gonna buy, make sure you buy somewhere around here, because if you think about it, all this, and I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, guys. If you think about this, all this is just nothing but a corrected structure, corrective behavior, nothing but big pullback, right? Just like this, bam, pullback, shot down, right? Same thing right here, bam, pullback, shot down. It's going to shoot down probably, bam, pullback, shoot down. Okay, so kind of like train your eyes, train your mind to really stay with the overall trend, right? Like you could sell right here, you could sell right here, you could sell right here. You're still with the trend. Now, of course, since there's been some pullbacks, you might need to get out, 50 pips, 30 pips in, because the corrective structure can, play out for a while. Like this one played out for a whole month. So in this territory, you could be buying and selling. So let's get it. All right. So we see a break, right? So the main thing is you can take your sell here for a retest, or you can wait for here. Me personally, because I've seen that this area is more clear where it has bounced off so many times. Let me see right here. This is the area that you want to look for then. All right. All right. So we're going to wait for, let's go on to, we waiting on 15-minute. We usually wait on the hour retest, but because, you know, replay mode, when you do on an hour, sometime it, you know, just act like the candle already taken off when the retest. We're going to look at the 15-minute time frame. We're going to see how we're going to get in. All right. You could have got in right here, right? Honestly, you know, you could have got in right here. That's a break and retest already. Your stop loss, wherever you want it. Let me see. I usually put it above these highs. Okay. You can put it above this high. That's 50 pips. I want to really necessarily go that too high. This is just saying, like, if I was to do it off the 15-minute, now I want it to possibly maybe continue more and then come back up, because sometimes the market is not ready to go. But in this case, you know, Euro USD is, you know, is gone. All right. So let's just say, for example, we're going to aim into the TP1 level, which is right here. All right. And that would be about a good 90 pip drop. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete this. I did not want to delete that. Delete this. All right. So you got your confirmation, right? Even 5-minute time frame, right? Confirmation as a pullback. I mean, realistically, I would love to see a pullback here, but I'm just saying, like, if the market, you know, was to pull back still in your area of interest, you could still go. All right. So, all right, you see this playing out, right? Y'all see this playing out. All right. So retested right there twice, guys. Retested right there twice, and TP hit. All right. TP hit, and it's continuously going, continuously probably, you know, going to, you know, this next level. Okay. So I really wanted to make this quick video to know that break and retest structure works. All right. It's the same way I had USD CAD. Let's see, I had USD CAD buys. All right. Right here. All right. So let's go ahead and delete this. You know, and let's act like this never happened. Let's just go ahead and put a replay mode over here. Right. So now you're saying, okay, well, Jonah, like, you told us to stay in a downtrend, right? But if you think about it, you know, the dollar is recovering, you know, from a lot of losses, right? And when you pay attention to news, when the dollar is recovering, then you know that the dollar is going to, you know, possibly go down. Plus, would I like to see a sell? Yes, I would love to see a sell in this area. But here's the thing, guys. If the market doesn't respect structure and it just blasts through it and it comes back down, what you need to ask yourself is this continuous buys or sells? Obviously, on the 4-hour time frame, you know, if it breaks to the high, you know, it's then you just really need to go with the buys, you know, trade what you see, you know what I'm saying? So on Euro USD, you saw it buy, but you also saw it respect structure like crazy, right? So that's a different story. So for me, this is like the level of highs. If it breaks this high, then I know it's possibly going up. Why? Because this is the last major high that it respected. Okay. And I'm thinking it's going to this next major high, which would be 63 pips. All right. So what do? We see, we wait. All right. So right there, right, the highs was created. And what we want to wait on is a retest off the structure. And I tell you, I use limit orders. That's what I do, right? So let's just say we want to enter here, right there. Right. So let it come down. Or you see how it broke this structure. This is another level now. Because guys, sometimes the market is not going to come all the way back. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not just going to come back. So let's keep it right here. Boom. And you see how I'm making it really simple. And some of you guys are like, oh, you know, let's do this Fibonacci retracement. It's going to come back all the way back down here. Yeah, it could. But to be honest, this is still structure too. And this is a strong level of a supply area. Why? Because this is where the market was accumulating. This is where the banks were accumulating, orders, all right, before it went down. So now it's taking out all this liquidity of all these people selling and swing trading, right? So for me, I believe, and I put this in the group, I believe it's going to come down and put this. So you put your limit order right here, and you can put your take profit level up here, which is the next high. Okay. So we're swinging it from zone to zone or high to high. You want to get 30 pips, 60 pips, whatever you want to do. Right. So let's just do this. All right. It comes down. It's going to 15 minutes. All right. As soon as it touches, we entering. Right. Boom. Enter your long position. Let's see. Stop loss. Let's see. At this low. All right. Let's just make it 30 pips already. All right. 30 pips. Let's go on to 1 hour. Now, I may not reach this profit target yet, but this is the next high. And, you can also swing it from here to here, because this is also kind of sort of a little minor pullback. All right. So boom. TP1 and 2 hit. Okay. So make your trading strategy simple. Okay. And some of you guys are like, oh, well, it's going to break up, and then all of a sudden it's going to, form this M. You don't know that. You don't know that. You cannot know exactly what the market is going to do. What I advise you to do, keep your trading strategy simple as this. Break and retest. That's all you need. All right. You're not going to win them all. I promise you, you're going to lose. But I'm telling you, if you stay disciplined and you wait, like I just showed you, if you wait, don't be chasing these trades. Don't be trying to get in big old buys up here, or, don't be trying to catch a falling knife, and don't be trying to jump to a shooting rocket. Okay. Don't do that. Let the market work for you, and let it come for you, to you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is this is Trader Glow FX. And I just want you guys to know that I want you guys to really, 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 become successful in your trading by just living a simple life and trading simpler. Don't make it harder than you have to. Okay. This is just my trading strategy. I'm not saying that you can't do the beat the market maker method. I'm not saying you can't do ICT. I'm not saying that, you can't do, whatever other strategies out there. I'm just saying, for me, the break and retest strategy is the most simplest strategy, in my opinion. All right. Y'all be blessed. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Give it a like, a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, do what is necessary. Holla.